Yo, yo, yo! It's D.Arthur in the building. I am speaking to you guys today about semen retention releases men's natural pheromones that attract women. Semen retention releases men's natural pheromones that attract women. Now, why is this? Now, before we get started in this video, click on the link in the description down below and book a free call for the high value blueprint. What is this and why am I telling you about this? This is a 101 8 to 16 week custom coaching program that helps you go from a man who is unmotivated, complacent, lack of fulfillment in his life to a more motivated best version of himself. This helps you in all areas of your life. For an example, if you're a guy who is struggling with online dating, what we would do is we would work with you one on one, typically, and help transform your dating profile into one that gets women to message you first. It can be done. These things can be done. The bottom line is, in terms of, if we're going to get off track here a little bit, in terms of dating profiles, it really comes down to quality of photos. I'm talking top-notch photos and description in a description that incentivizes women to message you first. Then you can have the pickings of which one you actually want to speak with. But your photos, your profile has to be on point, because in today's modern day and age, women have a plethora of options. If you say something that they may not like, you may not never hear from them again. This is a dating game, no land for the weak. We can go fully in depth if you book a free call and we can get started. Now, with that being said, semen retention releases men's natural pheromones. So the bottom line is, when it comes to dating, when it comes to anything, in terms of becoming attractive to opposite gender and being a catch, quote unquote, you have to have presence. The number one thing is presence. There has to be some sort of presence behind you. And once you develop this skill of presence, you can come across a lot of things that you say. It does not have to be scripted. You do not have to have a script. Your words can flow easily. You can easily say the things that you mean, say the things that you feel like saying, and she's going to be attracted to you already. She's already attracted to you. She literally is already attracted to you. So there's lack of trying. A lot of guys try too hard, and because you're trying so hard is how she senses that you're trying too hard. She may not be attracted. You have to come across as someone who is, one, indifferent, two, someone who looks like he can have options, and two, someone who has presence in his life. But how do you actually develop presence? You develop presence by working on yourself all the time, putting in work in the gym, increasing your natural pheromone count. There's even pheromones that you can put on yourself. All of this is subconsciously just increases your presence, and more than likely or not, there's going to be people who are going to be attracted to you because of this. So all the things that you say, if they're telling you to make a script and stick to a script, sure, that may work. But the man who usually has presence, who puts physical work in every day, usually he can even wing it, for an example, and they're still going to be attracted. It's actually who's doing the least. Whoever does the least is going to get more attraction. So you have to come across as someone who does the least, but you still have to be attractive as an individual. And more than likely than not, she's going to find you more attractive. It's all it comes down to is the man who tries harder is actually losing. The man who doesn't really care as much, doesn't give a F, and just does what he does whatever he wants to do. What he does pleases himself. whenever he feels like doing the things that he wants to do, she's more she's going to feel attracted to. This is exactly what it is. So so go ahead and chase her. Go ahead and be super needy. Go ahead and just make her put her on a pedestal and see where that gets you. It will not get you anywhere. You have to work on yourself, and then you have to attract the women that are interested in you. This is how it goes. And things like going on no fap, increasing your pheromone count, working on your physical body, increasing your hygiene, grooming, these things, they will make you come across as more attractive. And now every time you step, maybe you're talking to her, you step in a room, you have presence. You have the power of presence on your side. You have the power of abundance of pheromones on your side. And now all you have to do, choose a girl that you're interested in, and then just spark a normal conversation with her. Be laid back, be non-needy. Try to hit on some of the things that you both have in common. Keep talking about that. Switch to some things that you guys have in common, back and forth. She's gonna feel the attraction. She will feel the attraction because you're putting in emotional competence while you're speaking to her. This is it. So you guys may ask, like, there's guys who on paper he's not a guys think like guys who are, who are purposeless on paper. You see some of these guys, quote unquote, come across as bums. You see these guys are always with attractive or always with a woman. But the guy who's, quote unquote, on paper, high value, some like corporate executive, something like that, he comes across as he's struggling to attract. Now, why is this? Is because the dude who has nothing to lose comes across as just himself. He doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. He has nothing to lose. He's not polite. He just does whatever he wants. And as crazy as this is, more likely than not, she's attracted to this more in a sense. So men always say you have to have all these things. Usually, this actually makes you think more. And in terms of relations and everything like that, you have to be someone who just is. You have to be. You come across as being. Once you just be, it's easier. But guys who are always thinking they need some certain thing about them, and they just come across as super, polite, and just always thinking in their head, never really being present. More often than not, she's not going to be attracted to this. This is how you have to look at it. She may overlook the guy who is just himself and is present and is laid back, does not care, comes across as easygoing, a quote unquote social alpha in the room, is more likely than not the person who's going to win the attraction. It comes down to a game of presence. Who can be more present in the interaction compared to other guys? Who can be more present? The person who is the most present usually wins. So you got to be present. And present comes across. You can become more present by establishing good habits in the past. If you do good habits, go on no fap, and just, increase things to make you feel more comfortable in the moment, more likely than not, she is going to be attracted to you because of this, because you're just present. So take it for what it is. The guy who's present, the guy who is naturally has an abundance of pheromones, who has presence, who just walks and speaks exactly how he feels in the moment, is more likely than not going to win her attraction. The guy who's always up in his head, is too polite, who's always asking for permission, and is just too, comes across as too clean, edged up and everything like that, and also displays this. No, don't get me wrong, you can look physically good, and you can also come across as just as being normal and being present. You're more likely than not. But if you're, like I said, if you're too up in your head, too asking for permission too much, and just not doing as you please, not making yourself comfortable, the bottom line of this whole thing is being comfortable with yourself. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the easier things come for you. This is exactly how it is. So be in your head, And these behaviors, if you're fapping 24/7, you're going to be less present. She's going to sense this subconsciously. It's not going to work out as well. It will not work out for you. With that being said, if you have questions, comment down some questions down below. Check out the high value blueprint in the description down below. We will see you in the next one.